Hi guys. So I'm here today to talk to you about our next project, which is going to be you guys are going to be using the watercolor techniques that you've learned to design and create a hybrid animal. Our final project is going to be a watercolor painting. We'll also have some time where you guys do some research and decide what sort of hybrid animal you'd like to make. So a hybrid animal is going to be several animals combined together to make something new. If you think about this sort of creature, you are probably really familiar with this idea from movies or popular culture. On the screen, you can see right now actually one of my favorite hybrid animals from a movie. This is the deer god from Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke. So he kind of represents, he's a protector of the forest. He's part antelope, but his face feels very human. I don't know how to describe his feet. They're kind of bird-like. So he's got this form, but he also grows into like a giant kind of creature at night. So anyway, he's a really fascinating hybrid animal. If not from movies, which I'm sure there's many examples of other creatures from movies that you can think of, possibly also from literature. If you have studied Greek mythology at all, it is just chock full of all kinds of mythological hybrid type creatures, Pegasus, the horse with the bird's wings. Not all of these images that you see here are Greek mythology. Some of them certainly are. Cerberus, the three-headed dog. I guess he's not technically a combination of more than one type of creature, but he certainly has more heads than are typical. So these are all examples of, what we might call hybrid creatures. So as you start to think about what you want to make, I'm going to give you a sheet like this. This is information. It's kind of taking like a scientific sort of perspective about your animal. I'm asking you for your animal's common name. So that might be, just in general, what are they called? For instance, I might call a rabbit, rabbit might be a rabbit's common name, but, its scientific name would be something else. Usually the scientific name is something Latin. So I'm asking you for a scientific name of your animal. This is something that you're going to create for its physical characteristics, for its lifespan, for its territory and location. So where can your animal be found? I'm asking you also for its diet and its notable habits, some fun facts for your creature, if it has any natural predators, or if they are endangered, or if they currently face any ecological threats. I also want you to add any reference photos for all the animals that you want to combine, and as well as images of the animal's habitat, because in your painting, you're not just going to paint the animal, you're going to paint it within a setting. So you need to think about where you want your hybrid animal to be located. So all this research is designed to help you think about what kind of creature this is, what sort of, how they might look, if they have mythological creatures, if they have any sort of, maybe elemental inclinations or sort of mythological powers, what those might be. When you think about, just the look of an animal, its environment, is going to play such a huge factor in the way that something looks. And the reasons why, something can survive in a particular area. So this is all just really designed to get you to think about the design of your creature and kind of think about, the world that it is existing in, or that you're imagining it existing in. So here's my example. I actually started off with my research of images first. It was easier for me to think through and search the images from which I wanted to combine to create my new animal. I thought first maybe a rabbit, would be kind of, I guess, for lack of a better word, like the base of my animal. But the more I looked at rabbits, the more I actually liked hares. They're a little bit more muscly. They've got larger ears. So I decided to make the base of my animal a hare. And I thought with this fuzzy body, maybe combining it with a moth would be interesting. So these sort of fuzzy antenna, in the front, maybe. I'm thinking of giving it wings like a Luna moth. I've included several detailed images of my animals so that I can get some good ideas about how to sketch them. I think, the hare, when I looked at and researched the hare is often found in sort of arid locations, but the moth is more of a woodland sort of creature. I think, and the Luna moth is called a moon moth as well. So I wanted to make this creature, this new hybrid creature, I wanted to make it live in the forest. I wanted it to be nocturnal. I'm thinking of maybe, making it sort of bioluminescent. Like I really got captivated by the green wings of this Luna moth, which kind of almost seemed to glow. So I want to make this new creature kind of bioluminescent. I think for the environment, I also kind of envision something sort of mossy. I don't know. So this is really helping me think about the environment that my animal would live in. I started with this. If you want to start with the image research, that's totally fine. That's the way that my brain works. I'm a visual learner. I have to start with the visuals first, and then that gives me like a foothold to do the other work in. It would have been harder for me to start with the writing first. But I'll share with you what I did, my writing. So the common name, again, here is the moon rabbit. And it is going to be a combination of Luna moth and rabbit. Its scientific name, again, guys, remember the scientific names are often Latin. The scientific name is Luna lepus. This is taken from the common name of the Luna moth plus the scientific genus name for the hare, which is lepus. So I like the way that those two words sounded together. So that's what I decided for my scientific name. Physical characteristics. So this is you thinking through, what is this animal like? I said that the Luna lepus was about German Shepherd size, but very light for its physical size. It is bioluminescent, so it glows. It has a fur-covered body, and it is a light, cool green color with gray or pink markings. Again, I'm pulling that right from the Luna moth, but I'm applying that to the whole rabbit aspect of the body too. It has very large luminous eyes, large ears, and large hind legs. It has fuzzy antennae and large wings. The lifespan. This animal is exceedingly rare and little study has been done regarding its age. It is assumed that they are ancient. Nothing is known of their reproduction or familial or pack structure. With stuff like this, like if you're really puzzled, about how to, deal with this, I wanted to kind of make mine like almost like a cryptid sort of creature. So something that, live deep in the forest that people don't know a lot about. But, if you're trying to pull some of this information, like look at your source animals. Like, what are you pulling from? How do rabbits actually live together and form a structure? How about moths? I can't imagine moths, hanging out together. So anyway, that might tell you something about the life cycle or, the something about the lifespan that you want to add in there, your base animals. So location or territory. We know that they live in the oldest regions of the old growth forest only. I was definitely taking kind of inspiration from the God of the Forest from the Miyazaki movie Princess Mononoke here. I wanted to create some sort of old mysterious being that lived in the oldest regions of the forest. Their diet. They seem to have a highly specified diet. They have a long tongue, which allows them to feed on the nectar of night blooming flowers and catch fireflies and other insects from the air. There's a theory that consuming fireflies also causes them to glow. That bit about the fireflies causing them to glow, I got from flamingos getting their pink color from eating shrimp. The idea of the nectar and the night blooming flowers, you probably saw it earlier when I was scrolling through, but I included a picture of a bat here. I like the idea of something like a fruit bat, something nocturnal, like the idea of the tongue, you know, though it's a small idea, you know, and the physical look of the animal, like it doesn't have bat wings. It's getting that idea of the tongue and feeding off of nectar from the bat, and also that nocturnalness. Let's see, notable habits. These creatures are nocturnal. Their bioluminescence acts as a lure to insects at night. They sleep, that says they sleep in rocky burrows during the day. That I took from rabbits. I figured they would sleep in burrows. I didn't know, you know, maybe what a Luna moth might do, so I went with the rabbit side for that. Despite their large size, they are capable of limited flight. This is due to a combination of factors. First, their body is very light and fluffy. I figured they were just fluffy boys, didn't you know, weigh a whole lot. Next, they use their powerful large hind legs to launch themselves into the air. Their wings are used to glide and stop their descent. Natural predators. Bioluminescence in fireflies indicates a bad taste that predators typically avoid. It is assumed that this is also the case for Luna lepus, as there is little indication of natural predators. Are they endangered, or do they currently face any ecological threats? Deforestation due to city growth and expansion of farmland is the biggest threat. It seems as though they can only live in deep old growth forests. And again, you know, this idea of them living in the deep sort of old growth forest was definitely inspired by the Miyazaki film Princess Mononoke as well. Again, I wanted to create a creature that like was mysterious and only lived in the deepest part of the forest. That seems to me like today that would be the biggest threat to a creature like that. So here's what I've done for my research. This is going to be, you know, your first step. So take some time, really think about the animals that you would like to combine to create your hybrid animal. Get some good pictures, you know, think different angles. I have provided a Google Doc for you guys to use. So, you know, you can use the insert tool, insert an image and choose where to pull your image from, whether it's on your computer or it's on your drive already. You can insert your images right into your document. You can also resize them so you don't have to put like only one per page. You can put a bunch in there. Don't forget your environment. Any sort of key details about the environment that you want to include in your piece. I need reference images for all of these things because I'm going to eventually be painting something, putting these things together. All right. All right. Well, you guys are going to take some time now to get started with your research. And I am looking forward to seeing what you come up with.